Alright guys, welcome to Spoiler Alert. I am Mike, as you know, with Mike W Productions, and we are talking about Cruella. Now, I'm not going to give you a step-by-step on Cruella. I am just going to give you my thoughts and the holes that I've seen if they are trying to make this a canonizational prequel to the original either 1960s cartoon or the early 90s movie, live-action movie. Okay, so, as you know, when you go to the movies, you have an experience that either makes or breaks the movie not because of the lack of the movie itself, but because of the people in the audience. This happened with me and Ant-Man, which was a decent movie, but the entire movie got ruined, making me not like it anymore because there were two kids sitting in not the aisles where you sit, but the aisle where you leave and walk to and from your seat. They would not shut up. Kind of ruined the experience for me. No. And then this movie happened. So I went to my local theater to see this movie because I did not feel like forking out the 30 plus tax dollars to watch it at home when I could just wait 3 to 6 months and get it for free on the same app. The movie theater here is only about 5:50 in the morning until about 6 o'clock, so I went to an earlier showing about 3 o'clock on Sunday. I knew that there were going to be kids there. This is not necessarily a kids movie. It's, I think, supposed to be a family movie. So you have a good mix of older people like me who grew up with the live actions and the cartoon, thinking, hey, it's a story about one of those two versions. Great. It's not. And what makes it worse is that there was a kid sitting directly behind me who had not seen either one of those and was utterly lost and kept on asking questions about the movie instead of just shutting up.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
And paying attention. You do not have to see any of the other movies to see this movie. It's pretty established who this character is without the whole plot line of what's supposed to come up. Okay? It's a prequel. Prequels explain who the character is. Teach them movie theater etiquette. Teach them that at home. You've had COVID since a year and a half now. You haven't watched movies at home and told them, hey, time to shut up. Like, it's okay. You can tell your kids to be quiet. Maybe not shut up, but you can tell them to be quiet. Hey, it's rude to talk during movies. You know, time to be quiet. Pay attention to the movie. Stop asking questions. If you just listen and watch, you'll know what's going on. With that being said, Cruella by itself is a good movie. Cruella, if you attach it to any of the other universes, the original 1960s one, or the early 90s ones, it doesn't make sense. Now, does that ruin the movie? Not really. I can say this is its own thing, especially if they're going to ruin my childhood and make another 101 Dalmatians remake. Disney, please don't do it. I did not like majority of your remakes that you did so far. Mulan was an awful abomination to Mulan. I didn't even watch Lion King because I knew it was bad. You will not get my money. I will wait until it comes out on your streaming service and I can watch it essentially for free, well, for the small subscribing fee that I pay. With that being said, again, it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. It's just, it has nothing to do with the other two, well, technically 3 movies that were already established in, I believe, the 60s or 70s, and then again they remade them in the 90s, early 90s. Yeah, I mean, you know, so there are some plot holes.
What hole? Oh my god! What is that?
There's a hole.
Big plot holes. If you do try and connect these with that movie. So let's just assume different universe altogether. Okay, this makes sense if it's just a different universe, has nothing to do with either one of those. The villain is the Baroness. She is a good character, but she's not evil in the sense of wahahaha evil. She's more evil in cutthroat business person evil. She finds out that the Baroness kills her mom and plots her revenge. She goes off on this revenge thing, montage, let's call it.
If that's the case, what am I supposed to do with this information?
I don't know, maybe just immediately forget about it and go about your day?
A revenge montage where she will show up to these different events that the Baroness is putting on in her own lineup of clothes. And at the beginning, she dyes her hair because her black and white hair that was natural made her stick out too much.
Are you sure about that?
We do meet Horace and Jasper. Again, they're about the same age as her, which just another big plot hole, because if you look at the original, either cartoon or the 1990s ones, Cruella is, I wouldn't say significant, I would say she's at least 10 years older than Horace and Jasper. They're not that close in age. It just didn't make sense, but if new movie, let's just call it new universe, we know that the Baroness killed her mom, stole this necklace, which it all started with this necklace. It pretty much all ended with this necklace. This is the MacGuffin.
You see in most films about spies, it is the thing that the spies are after. It's always called the thing that the characters on the screen worry about, but the audience don't care.
Where is the ring? Where is the Codex, Cal?
Where's the trigger? Where is it? Where is it?
I can get it. I can almost reach it, Dad.
Yeah, this thing is just a MacGuffin to keep the plot going, and anytime that they paint themselves in we have nowhere else to go and nothing else makes sense anymore, let's just pull out this thing, and then it all makes sense, because we're gonna attach a story to this thing that makes sense of where we can keep moving forward. From there, she has black and white hair and just basically wears a red wig. Not a big deal. Kind of is fun. And so she wears her own dresses and things, her own fashion, and goes to these shows that the Baroness is putting on. There is a plot hole here. Another one. The plot hole for this part is she is the assistant to the Baroness, and I would think that it would be maybe contractorial that she should, I don't know, be at these events that the Baroness is putting on, because logistics, you know, an assistant does things like
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay?
she's not at these events whatsoever. So who's running the show while Cruella's being now Cruella, not her old alias name? It doesn't make sense. And why wouldn't she be fired after not showing up for 2 or 3 of these things? So she starts doing these things. The Baroness eventually starts catching on that it is actually Cruella's people. She didn't catch Cruella, she caught her henchmen, Horace and Jasper.
I'm not absolutely 100% certain where the puppies are. But if you'll just give me a second, I'll check with my associate. Horace?
Get down from there and catch those puppies! Hopelessly stupid, pathetic fools. I'll find the bloody mongrels myself.
Okay, because, well, we don't put on disguises, and if we do, they're not very good. And then we immediately take them off as soon as the thing is done, even before we get out of sight of the Baroness. Cruella goes off and picks up some food for these people, and then for her henchmen, and then she comes home and the Baroness is there, and she knows who she is, and that's the big reveal, is I know who you are. Horace and Jasper are tied up, and then Cruella gets tied up. She basically commits arson, and then her original, I don't know what his real title is, but his name is John, and John is cool. He saves Cruella. So during the fire, he saves Cruella and the henchmen. And then she passes out, wakes up, and he starts talking to her about why he saved her. And it turns out that he has the necklace.
A MacGuffin?
That Cruella's mom had taken and subsequently got eaten by one of the Dalmatians that that the Baroness owns, that pushed the mom over the cliff. The Baroness owns these really mean Dalmatians. At some point they're doing this caper to get the necklace that belonged to Cruella's mom, and so apparently there is a key in the necklace, and it opens up a box that the Baroness's husband, the Baron, let's just call him the Baron, had, that says that, wait for it, Cruella is the Baron and Baroness's child. Dun, dun, dun. We find out that John is told to kill the baby. Now she is just downright evil. Killing the mom, trying to kill you, and we start wondering why she has these switching personalities of, these double personalities of her main self and Cruella. Kind of makes sense now. She's had trauma since birth. Her mom literally said, kill the baby. And then tells her that she is the sole heir to the fortune of the Baron. Which doesn't make sense now, because you don't give a baby, I mean, when she died / was kidnapped, she was only a couple months old, so that doesn't make sense that the Baron would have her in his will. So now, instead of just annoying the Baroness because she killed her mom, now she's getting revenge for that, and you tried to kill me as a baby. She does the 007 villain thing where it's like, we're going to kill you. I'm going to walk away now and let you have a chance of surviving. Baroness decides to have a wake, basically, or funeral for this dead Cruella, because she wants to keep up appearances with the rest of the fashion world. So she sends out a bunch of, actually, well, Cruella sends out a bunch of invitations to the Baroness's house, and people start showing up as Cruella with the iconic black and white hair and different designs that she had made during the show, during the movie. So the lady thinks, oh, the first person shows up looking like her, making the Baroness think that it's Cruella. It's not, it's just some rich lady who decided to dress up like her. And this happens multiple times. Okay, so we're at the they're at the party, and these guests obviously start getting tackled by the security guards because she thinks that it's Cruella. It ends up just being a bunch of fashionistas who wanted to honor Cruella. The Baroness at some point is asked to come outside because someone wants to talk to her, and then she does, and it's Cruella, and it's her in her red wig as the assistant. And so the Horace and Jasper are inside asking people to go outside, and someone called the cops, and the cops are on their way. The Baroness is talking to her about how she killed her mom, got into that stuff, and then she gets pushed over the the ledge, just like the mom did by the dogs, but she didn't get pushed. She got pushed by the Baroness, not the dogs this time. She actually tries to call the dogs, and Cruella has a dog whistle, and they turn on the Baroness and just sit down with Cruella. Again, she gets close and pushes her over the edge, and now there's a bunch of witnesses, including the police, and the Baroness gets arrested. We think that she's dead, but then when the Baroness is getting put into the police wagon, the Coupe de Ville pulls up with Cruella, and she gets out of the car as Cruella, the black and white hair with the black and white hair. She then starts saying, "Oh, she did it," and it just makes her look more crazy. So there may be a number 2 with that at some point where the crazy Baroness comes after Cruella, and they have a little funeral for the alias of Cruella that she made up with the red hair, and now she is just Cruella, fashionista and psychopath. She gets all the money. She gets by default all the money, and they take off the overhanging nameplate, and it's like it says Hell Hall instead of just whatever the name was, which I thought was pretty funny. Then there's an end credit scene where Anita and the husband from the original movies gets the two Dalmatian dogs, which again doesn't make sense because Cruella is supposed to hate dogs, or at least these type of dogs, and wants to kill their babies. I don't know how they're going to retcon that if they actually make a 101 Dalmatians movie. You never know. But was it a good movie? Yes. Why am I being so picky about these particular scenes and the storyline? It's just plot holes. I mean, if you're going to make a movie, make it coherent. The biggest one that I had was that she's not supposed to like dogs. In this movie, she kind of likes dogs. She's supposed to hate the dogs that killed her mom, but she ends up liking them. So unless they retcon that into a new 101 Dalmatians movie, it didn't make sense. Now, is it a fun movie? Yes. I had fun even though the kid behind me wouldn't shut up, and you know, there were some fun moments in it. There are a lot of good 60s and 70s music throughout, and I think even maybe some 80s. I'm not sure. I would have to go and see when those songs were particularly put out, but there's a lot of good music, and that really saved this movie, for me at least. I want to know what you guys think about the movie, so if you guys have any comments on what you thought, go ahead and drop them into the comment box below. If you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more coming up, hit the subscribe button. And of course, at the end of the video, there will be a little box with a suggested video that you can go back and watch one of those as well. So thank you guys for showing up. Thank you to my subscribers. It's much appreciated that you guys are here with me. And we will see you guys later. If you guys have any movies that you want me to do, let me know in the comments as well. And I'll see what I can do. But we will see you guys later. Peace.